company tonight. Showkill in the back. He's being a little camera shy tonight. Got brilliant company tonight. We got the brother Anthony Shaheed,
Yes.
well-traveled,
Hand claps for Anthony
well-spoken.
Shaheed, guys.
It ain't working.
It what? Hold on.
It ain't working.
We got you, though. Last week, I thought T-Love, after the show, I was like, listen, man, we ain't talking about no more serious stuff unless we got somebody a serious expert in here. Because, like I say, we at What Up Doe Radio, we try to make information entertaining. And we couldn't do that last week because we didn't know what the hell we was talking about. We just trying to sound like we didn't know we were just trying to sound like we did know what we was talking about. So we had the great pleasure of having Brother Anthony Shaheed in here to give us a little direction and some information. We got a very important tide-turning political event coming, campaign, an election next Tuesday between Cori Bush and Wesley Bell. Last week I posed the question, did you think Wesley Bell was a plant? And I was just going by the aesthetics or the cosmetics of what I've been looking at, or the objects. Kind of like, damn, where does dude come from with wanting to become congressman all of a sudden? So, a couple days later, just look at God. T-Love hit me with, hey, he got some information that might be very useful to our listeners pertaining to that situation. We had Brother Anthony Shaheed wanted to chime in and tell us about what was going on in 2024 and in this congressional race. So without further ado, could you give us could you catch us up on what's going on?
First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me. I'm always honored when I see our brothers, but anytime the Black Queen is present, we always honor her, and that's Sister Dawn.
I received that. Thank you, sir.
Allahu Akbar.
Chop, chop. Hello, fellas.
Okay.
You get
Follow that grunt. Follow that man. Follow that man. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
But I always start off with the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I openly bear witness that nothing in creation deserves worship, praise, except for one God, and that's Allah. And I bear witness in every prophet from Adam to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon those who are mentioned, those who are not. I say, Assalamu alaikum. Again, I'm honored, and I just want to take my time, and y'all hit me with whatever questions you want to. But I think I need to set the tone, on really what happened and how it happened, because other than that, we won't understand. I brought a piece here that's called Stranger Fruit, and I'm not sure how many of you ever heard of Stranger Fruit.
Yeah, I had the privilege of seeing that.
Okay. And there's a document that they're going to be playing a lot in the next few days. Let's go back 10 years ago. We know that our young brother was killed, Michael Brown Jr., and he laid on the ground for 4.5 hours. Enough time to drive from St. Louis to Chicago. That's just how callous they was. And with 110 degrees, it was, I think, 101, but with the heat index, it might have been 110 degrees, and they left him out there like that. So from being out there for months and months and a year to another year, people started coming to all of us that was on the front line. And what they were asking us is that, hey, are we going to just be protesting, or are we going to try to put something in place politically? Well, I always let other people do that, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of faith in politicians. I really don't, because every time it seems like somebody come, they start lying. So Allah blessed me to just say, hey, whichever one y'all won't find. I knew nothing about Wesley Bell. I had met him once or twice. I think he had some little small municipalities he was dealing with, doing some different things like attorney work or just whatnot. I'm not sure what his capacity was, but his name came up. So myself and other people say, well, hey, y'all think he can do it, do it. I don't know. All I want to do is keep my foot in these white folks behind. Them in these boot-licking, butt-licking, buck-dancing, buck-jumping, butt-kissing, butt-sniffing, half-baked, half-fried, pumpkin-fried, sissy-fried, pasteurized, homogenized Negro. That's all I want to do.
What?
So they brought his name up, and he wound up getting the position of alderman. I think sometimes they call it councilman, but he wound up being an alderman in Ferguson. And quite a few other people ran and started getting positions because we felt as though somebody should be doing something. So yeah. So not only just him, but a lot of others. But what wound up coming another 3 or 4 years down the line, we know Bob McCullum was one of the dirtiest white boys that was around, and he was in that position for maybe 25 or 30 years. I don't know the exact time. I could be corrected if I'm wrong, but he was in there for a little while. No one had a chance on whooping no Bob McCullum. them white folks was in place, and they had to put things in place, and they wasn't planning on leaving from where they were. Make a long story short, this guy here came to us, Wesley Bell. For the most part, everybody had to come through Brother Shaheed to get to Mike Brown, just setting up meetings and everything. So he started asking me, could he have a meeting with Brother Mike Brown? And I said, well, let me check with Brother Mike Brown. And as I started checking with Brother Mike, he said, well, you know, what's happening? Because this Stranger Fruit had just came out. I'm not sure how many people know in the radio listening audience or wherever you listen to us from. It was hot because they only showed one tape originally when Mike Brown, an hour before he was assassinated or executed. They showed him going into a store, and like he was strong-arming someone, just taking something. What this tape here showed is what they failed to do is show both tapes. If you're transparent, you said we got two tapes. He was in there like 12 o'clock that night, and then he came back 12 o'clock that day. When they was in there at 12 o'clock at night, they were dealing with some foreigners, but all of them halfway ain't no good, but I'm not gonna get into all that. A lot of them ain't no good. Damn near all of them, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, to make a long story short, he wound up doing some type of, trying to get some weed, or they was exchanging weed or something. So anyway, he left something with them. He came back the next morning, which we all started seeing. And when he came back, that's when evidently communication hadn't went on, because when Mike came in there, little Mike Jr. came in there, he was saying to them, hey, you know, last night I was hearing blase, blase. This is what this tape show. So, but it was so hot because nobody knew that, along with a lot of other details. I mean, a lot of details. So Wesley Bell was trying to ride on that casket. He had rolled on the casket of the hearse getting into the automatic position. So now he wanted to use this here to take out Bob McCullough. So he met with us, he called. What he didn't realize, that particular date, and see, this is what he don't know about Brother Shaheed. Brother Shaheed make notes every day, and I keep up with stuff. This is what he didn't understand. So I'm trying to do this while I'm doing. I'm gonna be trying to multitask. At some point, y'all gonna talk, and I'm gonna show you some texts that this dude was back and forth with me, over 30 different texts. So when he started talking about he wasn't talking about, he's a damn lie. He was talking to somebody, he was talking to me. And he was texting me, but he didn't forget that. And he was asking things, and he was trying to make sure he could meet with Mike and this, that, and other. So we met at Goody Goodies. And he said, you know, right now I'm running for this position. Bob McCullough is somebody who's been like an anchor. He ain't gonna hardly move, so unless we have some support from you, Brother Mike. And with this thing with the Stranger Fruit, this would take me over. I got to deal with white folks and everybody else, but I give you my word. If you let me in there, he gave his word, he would open up that case. He told a lie. And Mike Brown will attest to it when he was sitting. I told him, I said, man, I don't know why it is. I don't trust you. I don't believe. I just don't believe it. It just didn't sound right. You know, I've been around a long time. Brother Shaheed is 70 years old. I've been out here for 55 years. And I know when I smell a dead rat. I know when somebody walking some dog manure, I can smell it straight up like, damn. So he walked in, I smelled something. I mean, you must have stepped in me, raise your shoes up. Something going on here. And I said it to him. I said, I don't trust this here. Mike went on and endorsed him, and he wound up winning. Never could have took out Bob McCullough. That's why I want people to realize who Bob McCullough is, and if they don't know, Google him. And they'll find out this is an old racist. His father got shot by, his father was a police officer, got shot by a black man. He never forgave him for that. And also his, and I'm not talking about his physical thing, what had happened to him. He's all messed up from an accident, from a black man having a car accident with him. So one of his legs is, you know, he has a prosthesis, his eyes removable, and some other things. So he ain't never wrote out black. He ain't no friend of black folks.
Right.
Just keep it straight up honest with it. And he acted like a defense lawyer when it came to talking about Mike Brown, and he just decided, hey, ain't nothing wrong with what Darren Wilson did. He had the right to do it, this, that, and other. So after Wesley Bell came to us and asked us for their support, and we supported him, then that's when he started doing all this other little stuff, you know. I knew he was suspect. I called him the St. Louis prostituter. That's what I called this Negro. Yeah, the St. Louis prostituter, because that's what can I say on this?
Everything.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm hesitating because I know. That's what my sister said. Sister, close your ears for me.
They closed.
Okay. That's what a hoe do. Yeah, that's what a hoe do. A hoe do anything for money. And this is what this hoe did. this whole wind up getting with some so-called Jews. Now remember, this boy was the campaign manager for Cori Bush. That's what people don't know.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't
This
either.
book, I'm telling you, this diamond ring wearing, chicken finger licking, we should overcome singing, keep alive, Brendan Negro. That was his position. So once he sing some money, you know, you dangle some money for a house, and they don't call them, they call them house. This how, this thought. This thought say, hey, this is what time it is. I just keep it real. I don't know how
Keep
to
it
do all.
real.
I don't
Keep
know.
it
I don't know how to not do it because what we got to do, brothers and sisters.
Right
we
now, you're
cannot-
keeping it real.
Yeah.
We gonna make some nice reels from them. You heard
Hey,
me?
what we cannot do is Malcolm had a thing that he did, what they call house niggas and field niggas. The world gonna know, and that's why you see this right here. If you look at this, this is a platinum nigga card. I've given him a platinum nigga card. This card is accepted by nobody. I want when the world come in here, I don't care what happened next Tuesday, because they done put so much money behind this nigga. Anytime somebody put that much money behind you, you is they nigga. That's they nigga. You don't put that kind of money behind if they ain't your nigga. That's they nigga. So when that nigga, well, y'all better, because I'm going to be all over this place, so y'all better start asking questions. Just come on, ask some questions.
Well, just get into the gist of the Cori and the Bush.
Well, from what I know, and I've sent y'all some information
You did.
that you can look at, but the gist of it is that first he tried to run against Senator Carla May. But from my understanding, white folks had already knew how they wanted to play him. And they had to understand they got $8 billion in the St. Louis area that they plan on keeping, and they would need somebody other than Sister Cori Bush to make sure they keep that money. So he fits the bill. He's a you know, it's business, you know, he's homosexual. They ain't looking for no strong black man. You know, he got a boyfriend, but that's his business. I'm not offering to that, but they looking for somebody who didn't say a damn thing about when they was attacking Kim Gardner. There were sisters that flew in here from around the country. And I have a right to say my opinion. That's my damn opinion.
Most definitely.
You know, so like y'all looking at me all sideways, okay, I don't know.
We're
sir.
interested. This is
Okay.
an interested look.
No, this ain't that.
Okay. I'm just being honest
No,
with you
this
because
ain't
I
that.
feel as though, Brother Shaw, he got an opinion too.
Ain't no hoes in here. goddamn.
That's what, so the bottom line, brother, is he sit and took an opportunity to try to come at Senator Carla May. And white folks say, we need somebody that we know that fit the right build. We got to have the right nigga to come on up in here and do what need to be done. So they looked at this rented nigga. This is what you call a soft shoe wearing, flip-flop wearing, keep hope alive, rented. He's not even rented. He's not even a house nigga. He's what you call he's a safe nigga.
Is it important? Like, I noticed just in the political climate that we have right now, I think it's important for people to, like you said, you use the word transparent. A lot of people, sometimes we just I'm going with him just because he black man. But nobody really does any homework. That's why I thought it was important for you to come on here.
Well, that's very important what you just said, brother, because the mere fact that they ain't doing their homework, they don't understand how this boy done came in here and maneuver and how right now in Gaza. Now, I got a problem with these Arabs over in these stores, so I don't want to get it confused. I got a real brother Shaheed. It's my opinion that them people are some of the worst people in the world because most of them come into our black neighborhood and they disrespect our sisters like our beautiful queen like Sister Don. They come into our community and they talk to us any kind of way. They come and make money on us, but they treat us like dogs and niggas. Straight niggas.
Is
So I'm not
that their fault or is that our fault?
Well, it's both because I don't care who you is, you don't take advantage of people,
Right.
but it's your fault because you keep on coming back taking it. But you got to remember that's how you made a slave. A slave keep on thinking that somebody else's water is colder, ice is colder. They think it's okay to keep on being abused and misused, and there's nothing wrong, and it's gonna get better, and they ain't as bad as other people. That's the kind of mindset they have. But the mere fact that we go into their stores, that's a problem for us because we should do something for ourselves. We get just about $700 billion a year as a people. And that's why the minister did something, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did something about 28 years ago when he did the Million Man March, because he showed that in one day we saved over $1.5 billion. It was close to $2 billion. That's how much money that we do when we don't go to their stores, when we don't shop with them, when we decide don't play basketball with them and baseball, don't carry their bags and don't do nothing, when we just stay away from them and be amongst ourselves. But getting back to this nigga, this St. Louis prostitute, he knew that he was the right build, the right person at the right times under the right circumstances, that they could say they looking for somebody, and he said, "Here I go." And that's how they picked him.
What would he say if he was right here?
He would say a damn thing because I've invited him on my radio show and he won't come.
All right, because what would he say if it wasn't you, but it was somebody who he probably was not who he wouldn't be intimidated by? What would be his defense?
You can't be intimidated by the truth, but what would his defense be on what?
I'm not nobody's nigga. What would make him say? Does he have anything to stand on to say he's not nobody's nigga?
Let me tell you something, bro. This is what's been happening over the years, and I'm not as old as anybody in the whole world, but I'm 70 years old. White folks don't put that kind of money behind brothers who talk like Malcolm.
True indeed.
Who don't put that money behind brothers like Fred Hampton.
Great story. Great story.
I know history now. There's certain people you don't put money behind. And there's certain people you love putting money behind because you understand they know how to play ball. They're going to do what they told you. You're going to do what you told me and go where you showed me. So that's the position that they take. Anytime that you take, and I believe APEC, they don't give them to him straight up, but they fund it around him, and these Jews can put $20 million behind you, bro. Because they got to say this $8 billion in St. Louis that they didn't already put things, and then they got other things they're trying to do, and the last thing they're trying to do is to lose this money. And what they need to do is make sure they have a person who wouldn't even stand up for Sister Kim Gordon. That stuff that they did to Sister Kim Gordon, I don't give a damn who wrote it off. I ain't wrote a damn thing off. I'm not through talking about it yet. It ain't over to the fat lady singing. You better go find a fat lady and tell her to sing. That's how that's going to go. So ask me some questions.
I love it.
Okay, so as one of the, like I said, a lot of times, even on the presidential, we're going to get back on that Bell thing too.
Come on.
As far as like even the presidential climate, and I see a lot of people, like we get people who start talking and then they got people who listen to them, but they don't necessarily know what they're talking about. They just tell you what not to do or they won't even tell you what to do. They just tell you what not to do. How do you tell somebody to start getting their own information on stuff like that? Because what you're saying right now, you're dropping gems and jewels that the people should know, but the problem with some of that shit, people don't even care that all they have. They still gonna say, I'm gonna vote for him anyway.
That has happened because over the years, bro, people just got tired. I know people don't even want to vote.
That's where I'm at right now.
Okay, I'm just being honest with you, because ain't nobody doing nothing. Every time, this year you say you're gonna do something. This year I ain't gonna use Don. This year you're gonna do something. This year you're gonna do something. This year I'm gonna make a change. This year, and ain't that damn thing done change. Every 4 years somebody talking about making a change, but it's the same way for black folks. See, I don't know about white folks.
Right.
I think it's pretty good being an American, being white. But black folks, anytime we can get killed by just calling the police, that's why they don't need to ask me what's happening 10 years later. I'm the last person to ask that kind of question too. You don't want to ask me no damn questions like that. See, because I'm a free black man. I say what I want to say. I walk black, talk black, look black, get up black, go to sleep black, respect black, and I'm black time black to the blackest part. Ask me how I'm doing, matter of fact.
Well, you missed some drops right
Oh,
there.
where you at, PA? Where you at, PA? Good Lord.
How you doing today, brother?
How you
I'm
doing?
doing black-tastic. Ask me how I'm doing.
Black-tastic. I
Ask me how I'm
love
doing.
that.
Ask me how I'm doing.
How you doing?
I'm doing blackerific. Ask me how I'm doing.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing blackanificent. Don't talk back to me, but talk black to me. And when I leave, I'll be red black. They've made us not love ourselves. They've made us think that everything black is something bad. And then they flip around. I got to come back to this stuff. I can't help this stuff. They all ain't hit me with questions yet, so I'm going to just flow. They have taken what we had as pride and took that word and changed it.
Well, I want to say this.
You better take me. You better stop me.
I'm gonna say this. Like we didn't really come in here for no Q&A. We came to get enlightened. So you know what I'm saying. So,
okay.
If we feel somewhere we getting lost, we gonna hey, hold on, what's going on, so and so and so.
I do got a question for him though.
Come on, sir. Thank you.
You black-tastic and all of that, right? So like, did it just happen for you like that? Did your parents instill that in you, or is this something that you was enlightened
Well,
by yourself?
That's a very good question. I was blessed, and I'm not bragging because in Islam we shouldn't brag. I was raised by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I heard his teachings when I was a young man, the same man who taught Malcolm. Now 100%, not 1,000%, not 1 trillion zillion percent, but maybe it might be 6 or 10%. It's known now that J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI killed Malcolm. They killed Dr. King. Ain't no doubt about it now. They just ain't got it widespread, but you can Google it and see this. They killed Malcolm. They tried to kill him 3 times before they got him. They got him on the 4th time. They killed Dr. King. They killed their own president. And they killed their president brother, Robert Kennedy. But plenty more. They had a COINTEL program. And some of the stuff I'm talking about, you need to Google it. Maybe y'all can Google some of this stuff while I'm talking. J. Edgar Hoover's COINTEL program on how they did what the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, how they did all of us. How to this day, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is me talking. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. I ain't speaking for nobody up here. I don't trust the FBI myself right now. Because Darren Seals come up dead even though they trying to say somebody else did it. If somebody else did it, I'll be damned. I bet you they had something to do with it. Because they can always send somebody else in that look like us. And I'm just telling you, I don't trust them. I don't trust them knowing that they killed their own president, knowing that they killed Mao. And for years I had to live, I'm going to come back to your question. For years I had to live with that the Muslims killed Malcolm. Now it's 1,000,000,000% sure we didn't kill Malcolm. And they ain't even just flooding in that. Most of y'all may not even know that. That's a problem. That they done put this out for your grandmother and grandfather, but my grandmother and grandfather, getting back to your question, my brother, they raised me, they never went to the mosque, but they loved the teachings of Elijah Muhammad about doing something for self. Up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will. And then the things that he put in place, the things that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is putting in place right now and have taken over the world by storm. Everybody loves Minister Farrakhan unless you got some issues. Because the way he's standing for black people, that was from the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. What you see from Brother Shaheed, other than that, and Brother Shaheed don't curse no more after this Ramadan. But I say a lot of other stuff. I'm right on the edge now, but I don't curse anymore. Allah has blessed me to take that from me.
How do you deal with people who...
But I know I ain't finished answering your question. I'm going to let you come back because you asked me about being black. Don't lose your question, please.
Well, finish up with him.
Okay, don't, please. You ain't going to forget.
No.
Problems. Right, make a note.
I'm going to drink a shot. I'm going to sit over.
He made us have so much pride in ourselves. He said every time you look at a black man, you're looking at God. And he wasn't talking about the one who created the sun, moon, and star because we know that's the creator and we're creation. He wasn't saying, but ain't nothing on the planet Earth better than this black man. You put the white man in the sun, he turns yellow. You put the yellow man under the sun long enough, he turns red. You put the red man in the sun long enough, he turns brown. You put the brown man in the sun long enough, he turns black. You put the black man in the sun, he don't turn a damn thing because he's original. 2 black people can make an albino, but 2 white people can't make nothing but white. We're the original people. And as I started hearing that and understand, I don't care what condition we are as a people, you can take a rotten apple, a rotten peach, and take that rotten part away and plant that seed again, and then you got a brand new a tree. And that's what the Elijah Muhammad did. He cleaned us up. If you look at the Muslims, again, I'm not bragging, I'm just keeping the fact. We look different from anybody else when you see us in our shirt and ties and when we're out there. If there's 100 Muslim brothers out there, we look totally different from anybody else.
Even if it's 100 degrees outside.
And we don't have it on. I had a suit on earlier today. But he made us feel good about ourselves, pride. Not this word pride that they're using now. This damn word pride. See, I don't go for that pride. I have pride in myself. There ain't no damn pride there, and we equal to them. We come on and hold the slave ship, and you want to put your tongue in some man's behind and all. That ain't no same equal nothing.
Crickets.
Yeah, I got a right to say what the hell I want to say. I don't think my granddaughter needs to go in the bathroom with another man and all that. I'm not with all of that. And a whole lot of people, this ain't just my opinion, there's a whole lot of people I talk, unless they got some.
I think it's 100% of people opinion at this table.
Yeah,
Okay.
I seen you speak on Darren Seals though, and you said
I love that brother.
You're pretty sure that the FBI has something to do with his assassination. Do you think that he was that important that it felt like the FBI needed to come down and execute him?
Anytime people not worried about the fire when it started, they worried fire when it started, worried about how it's going to spread. That young brother there had a spirit about himself that he had other brothers. See, sometimes you can come into a barn or a place where some horses, let's just use horses, and they just moping around. But then you can come in with a stallion, a little young stallion like this young brother was. There's a lot of them out there like that, but we talking about him in Pacific. And they move in such a way that they, while the others just moping along, like a Wesley Bell mindset, just a good nigga on a plantation. And when they start bucking, they letting you know, hey man, I'm gonna jump this thing. Hey partner, let's go. That's the kind of spirit he had. Plus, he documented, and you can go. I want y'all to Google things. I don't want people listening to just saying Shaheed just talked too much. Google and see if I'm not. Over 500 times he documented the police. That if anything happened to him, it's either from the police or FBI because they found him and they stopped him, and it's in their documentation. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you looking that up. This is what they said. Over 400 or 500 times. You can correct me on the times. He said that the police and the FBI was following him and whatnot, and it came out to be true. So I'm just I'm suspicious of these people. It ain't because I'm just against, and I'm for the record, I'm not against all police. I'm against all bad police, like it was a guy named Lake Shaw.
Hold on.
Like what
hit the motherfucking horn. We turning up.
Hit it again,
We
PA.
turning the
Hit it
fuck
again,
up. OG didn't even came from the
PA,
back.
hit it again. What are you doing?
So, with that being said, like, how does a person like that still even have any kind of rank in the St. Louis Police Department?
Because, he's not with the St. Louis Police Department because Brother Shaheed stayed on him for so long. But he's still in boxing where he's at some of the community centers, like he's playing like he's a good guy. Well, let me say this, because I have to be honest. The biggest room in any house is a room for improvement. I don't know what the man done changed in his heart. All I know is that if he done accepted Christ, because they say he have, and I'm not trying to knock nobody's religion, if he accepted Christ and what Christ did on Calvary, and that he done accepted the blood of Christ, and he would all of that, he should say, before I accepted, I did some bad things, and I sent some people to jail, and I need to repent for that, and I need to know if one name was JoJo Bubblegum or Willie Lump or this person, and I think I need to go in front of a judge and say, I lied, and maybe they can get out. But the mere fact he ain't did that, and the mere fact, like you just said, he came up from he came from California. That boy came here and relocated, and he went up just like this. And they didn't say anything. My problem is anytime anybody listen to me, make sure you don't forget this. When you have a police problem, you're supposed to call IAD. That's the internal piece of the police department. Internal affairs. No police officer want internal affairs in their business because if they go there once, even if they get off, better not be there twice, but third time, you'll never be able to make a sergeant or get no kind of rank. And for the most part, you better walk in there with an attorney. You better not just walk in there naked. This boy got past all this, and the police department, that's why I said my problem is not there's some good police. My problem with the good police, they won't tell on the bad one because they got a code of silence. Because they should have never, somebody should at least did a hotline, or somebody should have did a 1-800 or something in a box that they put to say, hey man, I can't ride with this Lake Shaw guy because he putting drugs and dope on black people, and he doing stuff he don't supposed to be doing. I whooped this boy for 3 years when everybody was scared to say his name. Allah is my witness on the Holy Quran. I said his name more than a hoe call her pimp name. Because I wanted to make sure this dude, they was trying to put him in chief police, but at one time, Lake Shaw was over 75 or 80% of the police department. Everything from the detectives, everything from MR, which is mobile reserve, everything from
now he talking right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You talking
the
good.
The reason I said that is because when
y'all catching me, I'm going over them sounds.
Chief when Chief Hayden was the chief, and I was looking down, I'm like, damn, Lake Shaw still part of it. He had a high ranking. I said, that's why I don't fuck with him right now, because I know what he been up to.
Let me update you something. Lake Shaw was one of the first one with Anthony Lamar Smith was killed. That was like 3 years before the Mike Brown case came out. Allah blessed me to be the one who broke that case, even though they keep my name out to play, because when people hear my name, they know Shaheed was involved. That's real, because I ain't gonna come fake. It was two people, O'Toole, who was acting as the chief of police, that intern at one point, who's still on there. Well, let me take that. I'm not sure if he's on there or not. If he's gone, he ain't been gone no more than 6 months to a year. And then Lake Shaw was there. They covered that thing up. It was awfully clear that boy went in there and got a gun. But they specialize in lying. See, what they do, they got the best liars. And when they come with somebody who really know how to, what they call loopholes, and you got your good attorney that can miss one, they can change the whole thing around because that boy shot that boy and went back there and got another gun. All the police department knew it, and the reason I know it, I'm being honest with you, 5 police officers came to me and said, Brother Shaheed, you whooping us and you say that if we do right, you won't. This got to be confidential. I knew nothing about it. They came to me and told me that this boy had killed, what's his name? Jason Stockley.
That was after Mike Brown, wasn't it?
No, it was before, but it wound up playing out after.
Okay.
And it's supposed to have been a gag order where the judge say, "Don't nobody open up." They know I'm the only brother got this kind of nerve. I don't give a damn what no judge say. If they Google the thing and I'm not bright, I didn't stand up. Now one time they said, "All rise," I don't stand up for them. I don't have no respect for them. Do you want to put me out to court? That's okay, but what you ain't gonna do is put no short pants on me and then tighten them up and make me wear some pantyhose and then make it to a G-string. That's what you ain't gonna do to me.
This is where my question stems from. Like, as powerful you are, as powerful as you feel about how you feel, how do you deal with the average black person who don't want to hear that?
Well, I don't deal with them. Because what I have to do, bro, see.
Like, I mean, even if, like, I'm going to put it a little deeper. As far as your personal relationships with people and conduits that you know, and you be like, oh, here come Brother Shaheed with that shit. Like,
that's exactly what they say, too. But see, I can feel that. When they feeling like that, bro, I don't force myself on nobody. Like, if you hadn't invited me here, I wouldn't come. There's a lot of people don't want Brother Shaheed around. Because what I do, I bring light on things that they scared to, and most of them are not free. Allah blessed me to be under the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. He made me a free black man. I say what I want to say when I want to say it and how I want to say it, as long as it was right and as long as I know that Allah has asked me and wants us to do. We're supposed to be fighting for black people. That's the whole thing about the nation of Islam, and that's what Elijah Muhammad really put into us, to go out and save our people. We refer to as lost founds. Go find the one that was lost and make sure you find him and give him this life-giving teaching, because he can change his life too. Most of us are in this condition because they couldn't get a carpentry job. Them unions is some of the racist ones too. I'm just kind of jumping back and forth too. Them is some of the racist ones, and most of them got KKK affiliation. That damn painters union ain't worth 2 dead flies.
Are we too comfortable?
Well, they think they're comfortable, but
no. Are we too comfortable? Like black people in St. Louis, are we too comfortable?
Yes. Because most of them ain't gonna throw a rock in the schoolyard. And before the Ferguson situation, before the Ferguson situation, they had never did anything. East St. Louis, right? It's a lot. If you just Google, I'm saying a lot of stuff, but if people don't Google them, they just think I'm just talking. We have never did anything in this city, and that's what really caught them off guard, this piece with Mike Brown, because it was like the last straw that broke the camera. Y'all done went too damn far now. Y'all just didn't, you done shot this man, just left him down there, laying on the ground, and didn't let their mother and father see him for over, what? It really was about 2 weeks before they seen him.
Do you think it's because the generation now is like, not the Mike Brown uprising was because of the generation now?
Oh, yes.
Like, oh, I ain't no nigga. Like, I ain't with none of that shit that y'all doing. I don't even know nothing. Like, the ones.
What reason made it explode, just to be honest, bro, most of them brothers street, they hate the police. Mm-hmm. They straight hate them. And this was a chance to bring out stuff that had been happening with the police doing stuff to us. But during that time, they didn't have cameras and videos like what we doing now. Everybody damn near something happened, they doing this. Mm-hmm. And before that was happening, they was doing it, but as long as they could get there and write a report, and your report is the same as mine, instead of saying, hey man, check this out, you just shot this boy and you know you're wrong. As long as you don't put my name on, you're good. Because if you put my name on, I'm going to tell what you did. They don't do that, bro.
I just saw a video of a black dude. He was cuffed in L.A. and
punched him in the face.
Punched in the face.
I saw that.
I ain't like, that's fucked up. But I'm like, he had a black officer with him that just kept moving and didn't even say shit. Like,
let me tell you something. There's very few brothers like a brother named Dennis Sharif. This brother's the chief of police, but he got some balls. And I like this other brother named Colonel Dahl, who's in Ferguson right now. Mm-hmm. But Dennis Sharif got testicles. What he ain't not going to do, and he's been like this for years. They wound up firing him 3 years in St. Louis City before he started doing this other piece now. That now I think he got about 20 years since he left the police department, St. Louis Police Department. He wouldn't let them get nothing off. I tell you, there's another brother that most people don't know about, Kevin Cunningham. They can say what they want about Kevin.
I love Kev. Kev, shout out.
Okay, so do I know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Kevin
Kevin turned in his part.
Kevin, what he wasn't gonna do is let you put a gun on a brother. One time, Kevin say they had put a gun, or he searched the brother and put him in the car, and told him just hang here till I find out what's happening. I can see what's gonna do. When he came back, the police officer said he had handcuffs on him, and Kevin saying, "What? Why you got handcuffs on this dude?" He said, "Because I found a gun on him." Kevin said he went right there and took his keys, took the handcuffs out the brother, and told him to go in. And the dude said, "What you?" He said, "Hey man, dude, check that. I just searched that dude. What is you talking about? You just found a gun on him. How the hell you found a gun on him when I just searched him? You put that gun on him." Kevin said he went right to the police department. Whoever they commander was said, "This dude here just put a gun on somebody." Tells another brother was like that, Reddick Hudson. Big old tall brother. See, I know their name. Brother Reddick Hudson caught them doing the same damn thing. This is some of their history. I'm not saying all of them, but the problem is what you just said. How's a black man with you? Because if you was in Clayton and Ladue, you're not going to pull no Jew over and no little Jew boy over and get that off. You're not going to do that. It's just not. And most times them Negroes know to do what I told you and go where I showed. When you tell them to jump, they don't ask you how. When they get there, they let them know.
Do you
They got certain, let me just finish. They got certain niggas they put out there with them white folks. And they got to have the Wesley Bell mindset. They got to have one that's unintimidated. You know, I don't expect nobody to walk around and say, if we can't get it, shut it down. Hands up. I don't expect for them to do that. But I don't expect for somebody to rub your head and pat your behind, because rubbing your head means good luck. Patting your behind. What the hell you supposed to be patting on my butt? I got a free throw and you patting on my behind. You done lost your damn mind. Come on back with your question, bro.
Do you think this is, I want your opinion on Kamala Harris too. Do you think this presidential election is important at all?
I know one thing, these white folks doing what the hell they want to do. It's important for us to unite, because I'm going to tell you, and I have to say, you know, I keep bringing up Kim Gardner, because how they dealt with her. Anytime somebody stand up strong for us, then we got to start being united behind, and then the rest of them, you got to cast them to the side because they like that. This election is important, and it ain't important, because it never changes for us.
Exactly.
I done seen, I'm going to be honest with you, I had a problem with Obama. Did he set a good example as far as marriage? Yes, he did. As far as being a black man, you know, the first of this, yeah. But he pushed the homosexual piece. He didn't push us. And to this day, right now, them damn gays and LGBTs or whatever they call, they got more power damn near than us. Damn near, you say sometime what they gonna do. They ain't gonna do a damn thing to me. I'm free. I'm a Muslim. All that tough stuff you gonna do, whatever tough stuff you gonna do, come on with that. Because you're not gonna tell me how I'm supposed to think that my daughter's supposed to be somewhere where some damn dudes is coming to the bathroom and all this in 2 men raising 2 men. 2 men laying on each other behind. The Bible said be fruitful and multiply. You ain't gonna multiply a doggone thing laying on another man's backside.
So you knowing that right now, you going to, so.
Excuse me, sister. Have you got your ears blocked? You do?
Good.
So, with that being said, okay, let's go to Kamala Harris. She supports same-sex marriage and things of that nature. Are you comfortable with someone voting for her as like just the leader of our?
I'm not comfortable with none of them people, bro. Okay. I wasn't comfortable with Biden. Biden ain't no better than Trump. Trump just like he retarded. He's like an imbecile, and he don't give a F. The rest of them trying to play. I tell you who worse than all of them is Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah, I believe that to be true.
The thing about them, they would have smiled off the same way them white folks is now. They've been like that. But Trump was like, hey man, why are we doing all this playing this little game? Well, I don't get down like this. He throwing up signals and stuff like Negroes do up down the street. Insane to the brain, killer, different lane, slava, slide remover. I'm not sagging, I'm just blue ragging.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Bro, Shay, I'm about that life. Bro, Shay ain't been around, bro.
You definitely have.
Right. So I got a problem with all that old kind of stuff they getting off, man. So Biden, if you Google Biden, keep Googling. I'm giving y'all a Google assignment. Google and see how he was dealing with black folks and how he called us jungle folks. How he called niggas that we was in the jungle and he will. See, this is my problem. Right now I'm walking here and I did something I didn't handle business. I come back and say, hey, brother T-Love, y'all got too much respect. This is the Don and the whole group here. Y'all wasn't looking, I took this. Bro, take this back. I'm sorry. Now, I don't know what got into me. You know, maybe some white folks got into me for a half of a second, but here's stuff. But if you got a camera and they say, Shaheed, we just seen you take things outside, I'm sorry. That's not no damn apology, bro. And that's what they do. They playing like they didn't apologize. Biden ain't apologized about a damn thing. Obama didn't help us at all. And this woman here, she think they think she gonna win because her husband is a Jew. She got a Jewish husband. So they figured with her, and some people say, I don't know, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. Okay. I'm hearing that they're gonna try to get either Michelle Obama to run as a vice president, and I forgot this other lady's name, to try to make the ticket strong. So because Trump was so disrespectful to women. See, ain't nobody been that ignorant. All of them was tip drills and hood rats and all that out there. But the way Trump come in, like sticking his hand between their legs and say, this is locker room talk, and I mean, it's what we doing, this, that, and other. His wife know he a fool, but she was a tip drill too now. If you look at some of our history, the only person I know worse than her was the one that drank, and that was Betty Ford. They named a hospital out there. She drank some. Hey, that brother Shaheed pump my breath. Let me pump my breath. Come on, listen. Hey, I'm just
brother. Is it?
And I don't have no notes. I'm just coming off the top of my head.
Is it?
Y'all better be glad I ain't looking at no notes.
Is it anything that Wesley could come to you and say that makes you feel different? What would he have to say to make you believe? Because you said in the beginning that from the first time you felt something strange about him. Do you think it's even possible?
Well, he can't say nothing to me. He needs to say something to the black community. Mm-hmm. See, he should feel good about being black. That Dr. King, and there's a lot of them, I'm just using Dr. King because most of our people know Dr. King. I know thousands of names. What they did for our community, it was like it was done in vain. Not for somebody to just come and sell us out. At some point, you got to look in the mirror and say to yourself, damn, how do you live with yourself? Right now, he's going to go out down in history. It's a straight Judas. If in the Bible is known as Judas. He's the Judas of Ferguson. If you look at here, I brought a newspaper, mm-hmm. and I brought so many pictures here. Mm-hmm. This newspaper here shows people here. I got pictures here from Ferguson. I done went through, I don't know how many pictures are here. Mm-hmm. I ain't seen this dude in not a damn picture. Not one picture. He said he was on the front line. He's a damn lie. He wasn't nowhere on no line. I'm not saying he didn't make a guest appearance when everything was halfway. But he ain't stood in front of no police on no tanks. He's a damn liar. Mm-hmm. He ain't stood. He ain't from that stock. Come on, let's be real. This dude ain't standing in front of nobody, with their gear on and they shooting tear gas out there. This dude here ain't about that life, man. All these pictures that I got here, not one of these pictures. And I had different activists look at them. We took our time to look at because he's throwing it out, after Ferguson, because at first he was saying he was on the front line. Mm-hmm. So he had to hurry up and recant that because of what we're doing here. The reason they used Ferguson, because he knew that's how he rode on the casket of Michael Brown Jr. He rode on that hearse. He rode on the hearse. The first time to get into as a alderman, a councilman, he rode in to be the prosecutor now out there in St. Louis as a St. Louis prosecutor. And now he's trying to ride on a hearse and the witch collar of Michael Brown to Congress and coming after a black woman. So, sister, it's not about me, not about Brother Shaheed. It's a lot of people out here feel like Brother Shaheed, but they're not able to speak like this. They're not able to say these kind of things. He should be able to come to the black community and show them, hey, this is what I'm about. I'm not selling y'all out. Let me tell you why these white folks give me so much money. Y'all want to know why they give me so much money? This is why they give me so much, because I'm this, that. Mm-hmm. But come with some facts. White folks don't give Negroes money that ain't they nigga.
See, I noticed that Cori Bush she stands with Palestinians as far as what's going on over there with Gaza and all that.
And sure, because here, and you can keep please, because I hate to do this. Anytime women, see the respect I have for our sister here, and this is not just her, that's how I get down. When you're killing women and children, see, that's what you call crossing the line. Even the gangsters wouldn't do that. If they came up on you, these new ones don't know nothing about the old rules. No. If they walked up on you and your wife or daughters or mother was in the car, they would say, hey, man, we got family with him. Mm. You're dropping bombs on, over 300 UN people that got killed over there. But they're going into where schools or hospitals and dropping bombs, and the whole world has said, stop.
They did it on a soccer field yesterday.
What they don't understand is who these Jews are. And that's the problem they didn't have with Mr. Farrakhan for so many years. Mr. Farrakhan had been pulling the cover off these damn Jews. That's the main problem they have with him. One of the other problems they have with him, see, I keep a lot of documentation. I'm the last person you want to keep asking questions about. This book is called Without Sanctuary. This book here has over 4,000 cases of them hanging black people and documented that they did it and how they was doing it. If they was going to get well, I ain't going to use our names, but just whoever, your great-grandfather, how they would take us and burn us. That's where that song comes from, chestnuts roasting over open fire. We don't understand how this come about. How they sit and hang, they saw 3 of us together. They said 1 is enough, 2 is too many, 3 is an odd number. And how they took the picture, they were so cocky and so confident that they wasn't doing nothing wrong because we were 3/5 men. We wasn't real people. We were animals. They felt that they could do what they want to and didn't have to answer to nobody about nothing that they did.
So when I see books like this, and I hear people,
and this is mostly about this. These are writers that said that this is what they do. And the other thing I have to say, I'm sorry, bro.
You're all right.
There's no statute of limitation on murder. See, this is a very important statement I'm going to make. What? If it's no statute of limitation, that they could find out that me and you did something 40 years ago and bring us to and charge us, why they got all these pictures? And then they give a history on each one. How they stand around, they absolutely see the picture. They ain't wondering if they did it. They right there showing that they there. How come they haven't brought them up on murder charges? And that's one of the things that I'm pushing right now. Since the FBI, that's their job, I know they listening. I've been talking loud like this from day one. How come they ain't found out?
FBI, please, get our ratings up.
How come they're not right now with all these people? The book is called Without Sanctuary. How come they not? Look at them. This is a clear shot of us. A brother that and they right here. They right here. How come they haven't been brought up on murder charges? Because whatever they did then and now, they feel they can get it off and don't have to answer. And until we stick together, going back to your question, and become united, because ain't nobody in the White House gonna be able to save us. We gotta save ourselves. Yes. You gotta save your own daughter, your own son. We gotta get back to yes ma'am, no ma'am, and being brothers and sisters and looking out for each other. And that's why I took such a serious problem what they did with Kim Gordon. That was our sister that fought. Most black people don't fight for prosecutors, brother. They don't. And for us to come out like that, and I'm gonna tell you another brother I got a problem with, that damn Tashara. I got a real problem with her. I got a real problem with Tashara. Because she was the first one that led the damn charge, talking about she need to be soul searching and all that. And now Megan Green and this other girl, her name will come to my mind in 1 minute, they all over her. The same ones that she supported. They at her like it's going out of style because she's sitting, once you attack your own, and that's what they do, they use a Benedict Arnold. She had no reason to attack this sister for no reason. They shouldn't have did that, bro. And we should never forget that.
When I look at that book and I think about
I'm going to keep turning the page.
People like Candace Owens saying shit like, they only probably really lynched 3,000 black people, and that wasn't that bad seeing what the climate is. And I see other black people be like, I like Candace Owens and shit like that. And I'll be like, damn, how can you sit with people like that and hear stories and know what happened and hear people disregard it and things of that nature? Like how do you deal with black people like that?
Well, it was a brother that did a tape. And it's called How to Make a Slave. Since the process slave, we didn't come here as slaves. From Africa, we were made into slaves. And you got to first do something to a person's mind to make them a slave. You got to first destroy that mind. It's a sister here in the city used to call, may Allah be pleased where she passed, Sister Bertha Gilkey, who I love to death. Sister Bertha Gilkey said you can go anywhere and paint a house. You can put new windows in, new carpet down, new doors, do everything brand new. But if you don't change a mindset within a year's time, those doors going to be hanging, those windows going to be broke, that carpet going to be nasty, the walls going to have graffiti, because you got to try to change a person's mind. They first came and dealt with us mentally and destroyed us to make us feel like this. Then they took our culture away from us. That's why I love traveling. You know, your brother's been to 44 countries, but I love Africa. And when you go to Africa, the main thing you'll see is your history, your culture. You'll see why you wear certain clothes. You'll see where this outfit you see me with, this is from Africa. This watch is from Africa. Everything that for the most part, mostly 90% of my days, I got something on that I got from overseas. Because until you understand your culture, you know, we don't supposed to be wearing no green for Irish. What the hell is you got on green for? You don't even know what the hell you're doing. Why are you singing somebody else's national anthem and they're not singing your national anthem? And then do you even understand what that national anthem was? Why you think brother, y'all got to help me, you know, Colin Kaepernick, why you think he took a knee and started talking about what they're doing? Because he said, I want y'all to know that whole song. Plus, I wanted to tie into Ferguson what the police is doing to black people.
Do we got a reverse card? Will we ever get where we need to be? Or
we don't need no reverse card. All we need to do, the Elijah Muhammad said, when black people stick together, it's like an atom bomb. All we got to do is stick together. We ain't got to do nothing else. It changed overnight if we stick together. And what they do, they keep on teaching us how to divide and subtract. The Elijah Muhammad taught us how to add and multiply. And all we got to do is understand 6 and 1 is 7, 5 and 2 is 7, 3 and 4 is 7, 7 and 0 is 7, 2 divided by 14 is 7, 3 divided by 21 is 7, and 7 divided by 49 is 7. All we got to understand, I don't care who you is and what you believe in, brother, we black.
Why are you choosing number 7?
Because it's a godly number.
I just wanted you to say that.
Okay. Come on, you do the talk.
I just wanted you to
35 for.
I'm just trying to keep it real, bro. I hate how these people that got stuff off and they try to play us like we ain't the real people, bro. We had our own businesses. Black folks, when we're amongst ourselves, I ain't talking about what white folks are saying. I ain't talking about in the present condition we're in. But this is how you make a slave, when you make him understand who he is and what he's about. No different from this thing with Homer G. Phillips. I'm dancing around, but I'm just thinking about things that's hitting my mind and how.
They made that fake ass Homer G. Phillips
why should people be upset about that?
Against the the family's will. Like, that's a fake ass Homer G. Phillips.
It's not even Homer G. Phillips, and that's what we asked them to take that name off of there, because what Homer G. Phillips meant to black folks was everything. Just so happened I got a short sleeve shirt on right now, and if you look at my arm, this happened to me when I couldn't have been no more than 9 or 10 years old. My arm is cut here. It's cut.
It's cut, y'all.
It's cut. It's straight cut. Okay. Now, I was young, but I stayed at 3124 North Newstead, and I was running and pushed the door, and I thought I was hitting it, but it went through that glass. When you hit certain veins and you start bleeding, you bleed to death real quick. Mm-hmm. But the mere fact I was right around the corner from a Homer G. Hospital. Homer G. Hospital was known for cuts, gunshots, and stab wounds. If you got there, they had the best doctors in the world, and they felt pride. Again, this kind of pride. I'm talking about black men pride, black women pride, because white folks didn't want us in their hospitals. We couldn't go to Bourne's Hospital. If we did, they would take us in the basement, and they'd be experimenting on us. And what they used to call it the Black Bible. Our people would always say to grandma, son, girl, go get that boy out the hospital. They're going to experiment. They're going to use the black bottle on him. So when we got our own hospital, that's how come this brother came up dead, because remember I told you, they're not worried about a fire when it started. They're worried about how it's going to spread. Mm-hmm. When he set that example, and it was the state of the art, it wasn't just no regular hospital now. Google the hospital and Google how it was when it first opened up and see how come that hospital was so important to us. And even when they tried to close it, another lying person was this damn Vish Shamo. How he came into office 3 times. First, he told me he's going to open up the hospital. The second time, he said he wasn't in it long enough. He guaranteed. The third time, said if he don't win it, put him on out of office. They had, when they closed that hospital down, Google it. Helicopters were flying everywhere. People, they had to bring horses in with police because we had to station ourselves outside that hospital saying, this meant something. We had pride about this hospital. Black people would go to this hospital, brother, and most of us was born at that hospital. I remember, this is why I'm going to be honest with you, and I got to hit Dr. Klein in a minute. Make sure I don't forget him because he does colonoscopy. It's hard for me to do a prostate test, even though it's important. I don't like nothing up in my behind. I'm just being honest with you. Now, I know people say, you should say, I'm keeping it real. So what I do, I'll do a blood thing, but when I do the colonoscopy, they can check for you. But when I was little, I can remember my mother keeping me on her lap, and they would have a little thermometer. They put some grease on it, and they put it up. And all I know is when I was little, it made me jump like, whoa, something ain't right. No, nothing's supposed to be up in my behind like this. And whoa! And she would be trying to rock me on her little legs, you know. It's going to be all right. No, take that thing out.
When did they stop that? Because I've never experienced
I'm telling you for a fact that's what they
You was young, you don't remember.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't know if you remember. That's some stuff you don't want to remember.
That didn't happen.
But anyway, that hospital.
I have a virgin.
I got a fun fact about that hospital. That hospital, I don't even know if a lot of people know that during the first 10 years, They flew in all black doctors from around the world
She
to
100%
come
right.
to this hospital
She 100%
to
right.
learn because nobody, like he said, wanted these doctors in the hospital. And they got so much praise, just like it was just a great hospital. That's all they talked
Any
about.
y'all born? I was born in Homer G. Any of y'all was born?
You were?
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. There was a whole lot of
my grandmama actually helped deliver me. She was a nurse at Homer G. So
Oh, that's awesome.
that's something you should really kind of record if your grandmother's still here.
you probably knew my grandmama, Emma Lou Thompson, Hank Thompson, mama.
Oh wow. Okay, this is small world. I never knew that, brother. I'm honored.
Look at Dirty rooted.
But you should do a
Look
little
at him
piece.
rooted.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
dog.
Went from a real
But
bush
seriously,
to a tree.
you should do a little piece on that because there was a lot of success stories that came out that hospital, and for them to take a place now over here right by the NGA, which is a 3-bedroom place, when that place had over 600 rooms in there. Even the way they built that hospital, the bricks. If you go over there right now, most bricks, that mortar be coming out there, I dare you to go by there tomorrow or anytime next time you there, do me a favor, and that way you'll know Brother Shaheed was lying or not lying. They put that building together in such a way that it's damn the man of Egypt. That mortar won't come out now. In Egypt, is no mortar in those bricks. Mm-hmm. But in these bricks, they put them together so good. Somebody was explaining to me, and I don't understand it on this level, but the way they had it laying out, the birds in them would come, and they would press the air out of it, and they would take that and mix it and put it between the joints. Same way with the bricks.
Is it responsible?
Excuse me.
Our rich entertainers, whether it be music, sports, movies, how important is it for them to really or is it more important for people who aren't rich?
Well, we're going to have to do it. Let me say it. You got my mind all over, bro. Please don't let me forget Dr. Clean. 2 people that they should be honoring and be putting, this money should be just rolling to them. And Google this. I'm giving a lot of time. Kurt Flood.
The first free agent.
I can't help I know history. Right. Can't keep talking to me and think stuff going to come up in my head. And I ain't got no notes. I just know what I'm talking about. This brother here was one of the brothers, the reason right now, this exact second, I don't give them what they think about Kurt Flood. If it wasn't for Kurt Flood, they would be making all these millions and millions, and really, if you're talking about the whole team, billions of dollars, if it wasn't for this brother. And I'm going to come back to the second person, but I'm going to tell you who I got a major problem with, is a guy named Bob Gibson.
You got a problem with Bob Gibson?
I dare you to Google this. Bob, they used to call him, he's a pitcher.
Yeah.
They used to call him Bob Hoop Gibson. His nickname was Hoop. This boy was one of the baddest baseball pitchers. Yeah. And in 2 World Series, one he did a no-hitter. I mean, why they never got on base, whatever you call it.
A no-hitter.
No-hitter.
Yes, a no-hitter.
And then the other one, I think only 1 or 2 people got on base. During that time, I think he was at 80,000. After that World Series, he made 95,000. The next one, I think he made 105,000. They was going to go for another World Series. And he was concerned about getting $125,000. During that time, that was a lot of money.
Right.
That wasn't that damn near like $1 million during this time. And you know what happened? This dude here said because Kurt Flood was fooling with Augie Bush. These are the people from the Anheuser-Busch place. Now they call it Ambuff. During that time, it's called Anheuser-Busch. He said because Kurt Flood was telling him, I'm not no damn slave. Y'all doing stuff like, y'all selling us like y'all used to do it, don't go like this. Bob Gibson said, and I quote, he stayed 25 feet behind his best friend. Him and Kurt Flood were best friends. Please Google it. Somebody Google, please. I stayed 25 feet behind Kurt Flood, so if anybody ever said anything, I could deny he was my friend or if I ever even knew him.
Wow.
That's some kind of stuff there. And the next person, well, they understand now, it was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, Elijah Muhammad, they had came to Muhammad Ali and told him to throw a fight. Some gangsters, some Louisville gangsters, and told him that if he won that fight with Sonny Liston, the first fight he won. The second fight he won too. Most people think he just didn't, but if you look at that punch for real, Ali punched that boy and knocked him out. But anyway, they came to him and told him he got to lose that fight. And Ali told him, no, what do you mean I'm gonna lose that fight? He said, because we got magical powers. If you don't lose that fight, something can happen. Ali because he didn't understand what they're saying. You could lose an arm. You could get your back dislocated. Your spine could be messed up. This, that, and other. So Ali went to Brother Jabir Muhammad, who was Elijah Muhammad's son, Herbert Muhammad, but his name was Jabir Muhammad. And he told Imam Elijah Muhammad what he said. Imam Elijah Muhammad sent his son, but he sent FYs, about 5,000 FYs. Google this. And told him, he told his son, get straight to the point. Don't go all around beating around the bush. How you doing? Good morning. Have a little coffee. And you got any donuts. Don't start that. Get straight to the point. He told me, you must don't love your mother and father. My father told me to tell you, these was mafia, gangsters now. My father told me to tell you that if anything happened to Muhammad Ali, 10 of your best coming up dead, gonna come up missing, starting with your mom and your daddy. This is history they don't tell you about. This is another reason. I dare you to Google. Now, this is the main thing I want you to Google. I dare you don't Google this. Google July the 27th, 1969. Notice how Brother Shaheed popping off the top of his head. What did I say? July 27th. Somebody should write this down.
1969.
1969. And Google the Muslim parade. Why they made the statement, shouldn't one nigga have that much power? They wasn't talking about no damn Malcolm. You're going to see 17 minutes how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad closed out, took over the whole south side of Chicago. The whole south side of Chicago is bigger than St. Louis.
July what?
July the 27th, 1969, and put down the Nation of Islam parade. See, this is the kind of history they never told you about the Elijah Muhammad. This is one of the reasons they killed every other leader. They couldn't kill the Elijah Muhammad, but they killed him by putting it out. We killed Malcolm. And then the very next night, they burned up the mosque and blamed it on Malcolm followers, and they didn't have nothing to do. That was J. Edgar Hoover and them again, because they thought it was going to be a bloodbath, but Elijah Muhammad was too smart for that. But I'm coming back to him. That's how come the boxers are making the kind of money that they're making right now. Before then, everybody was making money, along with them paying taxes. The boxer, damn it, didn't have, he was just boxing a box. He was really becoming like a meat man. They was just throwing him to fight different fighters because his name, and he wasn't making no money. Pretty soon they become punch drunk. Two people, Kurt Flood and Elijah Muhammad. But don't forget to Google. If you don't Google nothing else, I dare you to. And we didn't allow no police. All Muslims. I dare you to do it. Matter of fact, I want y'all to call me tomorrow. Y'all got to call me and say, Brother Shaheed, I didn't know nothing. Matter of fact, just Google now so you can have it. You ain't got, do I know? That's it. I dare you to look at that and see that manpower. Nobody has nothing. And guess what? They don't even talk about that. They don't even talk about the Million Man March no more. That happened July the 16th.
They don't get no wreck.
They don't. Nice. July the 16th, 1995. And the reason they didn't do it because they don't tell you July the 16th, 1969 was when John Carlos and Tommy Smith put their fist up in the air. I can't help I know history. This is why they don't like me around. Because I'm free and I know what the hell I'm talking about. Now they might just say, Shaheed just wild. No, I might be all what you're saying, but Google and see if I know what I'm talking about. I dare you to say that I'm wrong. John Carlos and Tommy Smith. I'll tell you something else they don't tell you about. That brother, those two brothers there, how this one brother lost it. I think it was John Carlos. I'm getting mixed up who it was, John Carlos and Tommy Smith. But one of them, they was dealing with them such a vicious way. And remember, they didn't do anything. They wasn't protesters jumping over the Capitol January 6th. They wasn't on none of that action. All they did was put their fists up, and then they took their shoes off. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't even have the right gloves. One was mismatched gloves. They don't tell you that. But they had harassed them for so long and so often, for after about a year, his wife came into the room. It's either John Carlos or Tommy Smith. His wife came in the room and said, I can't take this no more. He said, baby, come on, it's going to be all right. Because anybody that was around them was going to lose. They was going to get fired. They had to distance from that. She took a gun and blew her brains out in front of her husband. They don't talk about that. And after that happened, they called, I think it was Tommy Smith's mother, and say, that one nigga just come up dead. We're going to take your son and put him in some manure and grind him up. And about 2 hours later, they came with a truck and just unleashed on her lawn, and she thought her son was in, and she had a heart attack.
Hey, if you
can't help I know history, but go ahead.
If you're just tuning in to What Up Doe Radio, we've been blessed with Brother Anthony Shaheed this evening. He's been dropping gems and jewels all night long. I suggest that you Google him.
Right?
Don't do that.
He just sent us all across the country. He just sent us back 120 years from now, all the way up to 2024 to find out why it's important to be black and why it's important to know what's going on. Don't give up on who you are. Please, you don't, because a lot of questions I was asking was pertaining to, is there a reverse card? Can we get back where we need to be? And I've always felt like that was a monolithic thing that at one point we always, like in Ferguson, we make noise when we stand together. A lot of times we get distracted by things and we separate ourselves, and we shouldn't be separating ourselves. We only proud to be. To me, this is my opinion. We're only proud to be black because we've been through so much bullshit. You don't hear white people saying. You only hear crazy white people talking about white power. Most white people are happy to be white.
Yeah,
You started off the show saying like it's great to be white in America.
The white privilege.
You know what I'm saying?
They benefit after 400 years of slavery and our suffering. They benefit from that, and they won't speak out against. They remind me of police officers who won't speak out against the other. They remind me of the Arabs that's in the stores that won't speak out against the other Arabs that's doing things. You know, I want to make sure it's two distinctions. I'm fighting for what's happening in Gaza, killing women and children, because I have to as a human being, and you should too, all of it. That's the problem I got with Wesley Bell. But my problem is what these Arabs are doing when they come over. Most of them are hypocrites, and most of them, the reason they over here because they wouldn't do in their country and do stuff they doing. They get their head chopped off over there or their hands cut off over there. Ain't no way in the world you can come over there and have sex with these little girls the way they doing and be a pedophile and all the other kind of stuff that they doing and get that stuff off, you know, and don't want nobody doing that to your woman. So two things I got to do. This Wesley Bell thing just came up. I just wound up getting my, come up. I couldn't get it up for a minute to show you how a lot do things. We playing a lot of playing. And you see that name Wesley Bell on there. Mm-hmm. This is what he don't know. And if you look at the date, what's that date at the top, bro? This way they won't say I said it.
I'm getting old, but that say May 17, 2020.
May 17, 2020. So he lied and said he wasn't communicating with nobody. He's a damn lie. He was communicating with me. And look how all the communication.
I'm going to call him. Is that his number right now? Let's call him.
I don't give a damn what you do.
What's his number? We're finna call him.
Man, I don't give a damn. Give it to you if you want to call this nigga.
I want to call him right now. Give me the number. I'm call Wesley Bell right now. See.
Who is this? Come up here. Look at it. Give him a call that number out for me. You want to call him? I don't give a damn.
It's my eyes bad.
I just don't want to say his number.
He a professional person. I don't see it either.
Man, that man gave Brother Shaheed the trap line. He ain't give him his real line. If that was his number then, you better believe that ain't his number right now.
I can't see that shit. We all too old. Everybody's eyes bad.
The bottom line is, for over 25 or 30 times this, and that's the ones I got on that phone. I was calling him, setting up meetings to get with Mike Brown because he was going to open up that case. This dude told a straight damn lie.
Hey, so Brother Shaheed, listen. So on Twitter X now though, you know that's a wild place, but they sent something in the group chat earlier, and it stated from Maria Chappelle Nadal. I think it's at Maria for Missouri. This is what she said. She said, Darren Seals, the Ferguson activist, was murdered by Anthony Irvin. He was never prosecuted with a thorough police investigation in place. She said that Wesley Bell is responsible for making his murder disappear. Is there any truth to that?
Well, I don't know because I don't deal with them like that, but I would believe it. But anytime the FBI got something to do with it, again, I can't prove it. But if anybody Google how many times Wesley Bell, that the FBI said in their own report that they were absolutely following this brother. This ain't something the brother Shaheed is saying. These are facts. That's why I don't trust them. The brother come up dead. Now, I don't know who they would have sent in there to shoot him because they're going to send a black person. I don't know. I don't know if that young brother had something to do. I don't know none of that. All I know is this dude here is suspect because he don't stand up for black folks. They probably heard us talking about on the radio.
He didn't answer.
I should have left him a message there. But the bottom line,
one more thing though, because
one other thing I want to say. This is what I'm hearing. Again, I'm not sure. He's supposed to have a sexual harassment case on him right now, but they put it off to after this election to next year with a little boy. With a boy, a man.
Oh, y'all really trying to send my man Wesley Bell up right now. Y'all trying to send him up.
I'm telling you.
Y'all trying to send him up right now, though.
I ain't trying to send nothing. I'm just telling
he a homosexual. He got a sexual assault against a young man.
Do me a favor. Once somebody asks a question, send something to him. Ask them come on your radio station and just say, and listen, and just ask this question here. Is it true? Was it illegible? Because everything until it's official is called illegible.
Right.
Is it illegible? Yes or no?
Is it alleged? Mm-hmm.
That you done fooled with a guy? Yes or no? It's either yes or no question.
Well, I pulled this up from the Riverfront Times, and it says the FBI file shows Seals was under some level of a FBI surveillance.
Told you.
Through to what extent is unclear. The file on Seals runs over 900 pages, but around 860 of those pages were fully. Ooh.
See that? Brother Shaheed ain't just putting stuff out. That's why I asked you to Google it. That's why I asked you to do what? To Google it. So don't finish reading this. And where are you reading that from?
This was the Riverfront Times.
Riverfront Times.
So
that shit dead too right now.
So don't blame Brother Shaheed because I keep up with information and I ain't scared to tell it. Because I'm the last person something better happen to. If something happened to Brother Shaheed, you think what happened with Dr. King was bad around the world. I promise you, that's a problem you don't want to have on your hands. Because I'm Mr. Louis Farrakhan going to be one of the first ones coming up in here.
Hold on, Dirk, before you do it, I just got one. Because, like, you've been spilling a lot of knowledge and,
well, I don't know if it's not. I'm just giving you facts.
That's what you said, though. Information. Information.
You
No,
definitely
everything ain't been facts, though. I ain't gonna let you get that off.
Come on.
Everything ain't been a fact, though.
Tell me what ain't facts.
It's
you just said allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay. When I said allegedly, this is what's out there. I don't know. I mean, all I asked you to ask them the question: is it allegedly that they got you somewhere in the courts about a boy? That's all I'm saying.
So you got this knowledge, you spitting facts. Like, what's some of the accolades that you've achieved by getting out here and making sure, like against Layshaw, the Mike Brown shit? Like, what's some things that has really been put into effect outside of just protesting and you kind of understand what I'm saying? What's some accolades and some goals that you have achieved from being Brother Shaheed in that space?
I think Allah has blessed me to deal with a lot of brothers in our jail that have cleaned their life up, that have came to be fathers. I don't think all of them, but a whole lot of brothers. Allah has blessed me to get many trades for brothers. I don't really like jobs, even though I've got a lot of jobs. But in the last, I'll say 50 years, I've did over 3,000 positions like carpenters, electricians, painters. I've taught brothers how to open up different companies. So many young brothers that open up their own restaurants and a lot of other things like that. And even the thing, putting these people in office. You got Ella Jones that got into office. You got Sister Corey Bush that came into office. I think we've did a lot of things through the protesting. Sometimes what we done did is pick the wrong person. What it reminds me of is two things they say. It's the difference between fishing with fishing with a hook and fishing with a net. When you're fishing with a net, you throw it out there and you're bringing some things that you don't really want. Our goals is to try to get our people and clean them up. But do we get everybody? No. But do we get a lot of brothers? I think the biggest thing that Allah has blessed your brother with is the respect in this community. I have respect on a level that when people hear Brother Shaheed say something, they say, that dude's going to tell the truth. I don't try to play like I'm perfect. Brother Shaheed don't walk around like I'm the holy man. I got things that 50 years ago that I would be embarrassed about. But Allah blessed me to change my life. And once I decided to change my life, I never went back that way. See, I don't try to play like I'm perfect. But I'm perfect when it comes to fighting for black people. I love black people, and I'm not going to apologize, and I'm not going to slow up on it, and I'm not going to back up off of none of that. And it ties into Dr. Klein that I want to. I don't have his address. I believe it's 4950 Delmar. This brother here did a thing with me and Mary Bobby on colonoscopy. And I want everybody to do it because 20 years ago, my mother passed from colon cancer. And so they asked the question, is it hereditary in my family? So my mother said somebody else in our family was, so she told us to go. It was a blessing that I went 20 years ago because they found 3 pollens. If they find the pollens before time and get them off, then they won't turn cancerous. But if they don't, within 5 years, 7 years, it's going to be cancerous. So Allah blessed me to do it 3 times. But just recently, Dr. Klein, Clines, at 4950 Delmar, had me and Mary Bosley to come through there and did what we call a buddy plan. Me and Mary Bosley went the same day. I really had my test one day, but when Mary Bosley said he wanted to go, I said, let's do it together because we wanted to try to figure while other brothers would do the same thing and other brothers could catch and try to save their lives.
That's a great idea.
So we went and we want sisters to push their husbands, their brothers, and different ones. But me and Mary Bosley did it July the 11th. And it was beautiful because we came together. You got to drink some stuff. It's nasty.
Yes.
Be honest with you. Okay, so you're familiar with it. It's the nastiest stuff in the world. I forgot the name of it. Matter of fact, I wanted to forget the name of it. I don't even remember the name of it. But it has you run off, and it runs you off, and it cleans you. But then they can check and see. But when they're there, they can check your apostate. When you sleep, because I don't care what you're doing. I care, but I'm saying I can take it better sleep than I can put my finger up in me and rest.
No, did
what I'm asking brothers and sisters to do
You're more man than me. You take a swipe up the ass.
Google Dr. Klein at 4950 Delmar.
Okay.
And let's get ready to get you some colon tests done before time, because if you get it done, you can go 5 years. Sometimes they say 7 years, and I've heard some people say 10 years without getting checked up again. But it's very important that you get these checkups, because if you don't get these checkups and get a chance to check on your life, then remember, you're leaving mothers, and you're leaving daughters and sons and brothers. And the next thing that's very important to Brother Shaheed is black people get some insurance. Black people got to get some insurance, because a lot of us, the reason it takes so long, in Islam, we say the way you honor a man or woman is by burying them quickly, not leaving their body out 2 and 3 weeks. And sometimes the reason we leave them body out so long, because we ain't got insurance, and we ain't had a fish fry, and we ain't been able down the street with enough signs saying, come help me bury somebody. And I'm not knocking nobody, because everybody's in certain conditions, but we spend enough money on our nails, we spend enough money on our hair, we spend money on our clothes, we spend money on Halloween things, we spend money on a whole lot of stuff that all you got to do is say, let me put, and it shouldn't be just for that. It should be what you call generational wealth. We should be trying to do something where you got at least $500,000, which is no money now. At least leave your family, because you might be the breadwinner, and if you die, then who's going to replace you? Something happened to you right now, young man. You should at least have, and I'm not saying you know, I'm just talking. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to anybody listening to me, though. You might have get $700,000, $1 million. It might not cost no more than $75 for a whole 3 months. Right. And now you're in position, then you tell your family to get a business, go do like Brother T. Love did and Brother Orlando did, and get you a business or get something that you can have for your family where you can make money, and then put enough money for 3 years there so you can pay bills and stuff. So if the business don't pop right away, you got money. You got to put some things in place, bro. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I want you to leave us with some back to, I asked you this earlier, like as far as how important this vote is. I don't want you to turn on that. I want you to leave us with.
I will. It is important, because we have to vote.
What do you tell the uninformed voter right now?
Well, if you really check, sometimes people don't know about people, but they got to check with some people who know people. Because if they just Google things, sometimes they're not going to do it, because they're so tired of people playing like they're going to do something. They just really are. The only thing I can do is tell them, especially about this Sister Cori Bush, she was out there with us. She absolutely was out there on the front line with us. She absolutely, every time, and you know, we now at the 10-year of Michael Brown execution or murder, which I want to tie that into.
1 week from now.
A week from now. And right now, it's so important that we understand how this took the whole world by storm. 4 months and a half. The media never left Ferguson. When you say Ferguson, you're really saying Mike Brown. And we were able to spark off a lot of things, even with Eric Garner. That had already happened. But then you start hearing what he's talking about, I Can't Breathe, and it opened it back up. Right. Tamir Rice. 12-year-old brother, and what other brother with the hood, with the Trayvon Martin. Y'all got to help, Brother Shaheed. I have so much in my mind I'm trying to get out. All those things that happened. But Mike Brown gave it more energy. Now he's working with so many fathers, because we understand how mothers feel about their children. We know you love them, but we do too. So he's got about 40-some fathers that he's been dealing with for damn near 10 years now, and then he never called a timeout. And what most people never knew, Mike Brown's house had burned up. When his son had got killed, he was homeless. Most people don't know that. Brother didn't have nowhere to go, didn't have no house or nothing, and Allah blessed him to, to keep this fight going. So that was very important. But you came back, and let me get back on the questions you want, because you're talking about this election, and it's very important. They should be really voting now. Don't wait till the 6th. Your brother already wasn't voted.
That's right.
Therefore, you have time, because if we wait till then, sometimes we come up with, if it rained today, it's not a good turnout. Now, for some reason or other, and I don't know if it's different, and all these people just put stuff out, they said that it's a 20 to 25% chance that's how many people are going to come out, of all the people that vote.
True.
That's what, It probably is true, but it's bad.
That's bad.
It's terrible.
Because what you're doing, you're talking about a congressional seat. This is not a small seat. That's why they worry about this $8 billion downtown. Because whoever's sitting in that seat has a lot of power. We know God has all the power. Don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about on this earth. And that's a very important seat for us. And then they should be looking at a person who had a track record of working with black people and doing something with black people and doing something for black people. Do I think Sister Cori Bush is perfect? No, I do not. But do I think that she done did, I'll say 85 to 90% of things for black people? I would say yeah. And whatever the small things that she haven't done, I can deal with that. But the mere fact that she's standing up for people, I don't know who you could be to know 45,000 people have come up dead now over there. And like you said, they didn't just did a baseball field today, a football field, a soccer field. That these people are this, and for her to speak out, the Jews are so simple. They call it anti-Semitic, but what you do with black people is anti-Kemetic. You're not talking about what the hell you did to us. Ain't nobody saying nothing about how they hung us and stranger fruit and what they did to us. Ain't none of this stuff talked about. What happened to us?
How long you been saying that? Because that's dope as hell. Anti-Kemetic.
Brother Shah, you've been saying that for some years.
Oh yeah, I'm locked in.
All praise due to Allah.
Yes.
But say, the black and the berry, the sweet, just everything black is always derogatory because they put that out there, so they made them hate her. I want you to look up who this sister is and what she's done, but the mere fact that she's out there in Ferguson, if you don't know nothing else, because they don't have time to do a whole lot of other study, because the time is here now. But if they would just check with some people that's real. One thing about Brother Shahid, I have a hell of a reputation out here. I'm saying I co-signed for her, and that means enough.
All right.
Yeah, with grassroots people.
Brother Shahid.
So they should be trying to vote now. Is my time up? Let me close with this. Take care of the five before the five take care of you. Let your youth be before you become old. Let your health be before you become sick. Let your wealth be before you become poor. Let your time be like me, too busy or preoccupied, and let your life be before your death. Take care of the five before the five take care of you.
All right.
Make sure you get that.
You were speaking of strange fruit, and I just came across Billie Holiday's version of Strange Fruit, and I don't know if you guys ever heard this song. I mean, I've heard it, but I didn't hear it. I didn't listen to the words until I actually saw the movie. And once you listen to the words and how this lady just found somebody hanging and was so emotional, like she's traveling all over the world and found this person hanging from a tree and wrote a song about that.
Well, wasn't one person hanging.
It was it was.
And if they Google how she died, they was trying to get her to recant that song.
Yeah, they were.
And make a statement to apologize, this, that, and other. That sister died. There was another brother, Paul Robeson.
Yep.
One of the main people they had problems with, brothers and sisters, with Paul Robeson. I thought it would have been Malcolm. Being honest with you, I thought it would have been Elijah Muhammad. I thought it would have been Dr. King. The main person J. Edgar Hoover had a problem with was Paul Robeson. I dare you to Google that.
Because Paul Robeson spoke the King's English.
And then he traveled around, and what they were trying to do is play like everything here is okay, and this is democracy, whatnot. And he proved what Malcolm was saying, but he was there, and he wasn't one of the buffoon guys. That's what John Amos. Y'all been telling me to stop, bro, because I don't keep on.
Because I don't want to break the monotony.
Okay.
I want to.
Let me just say my thing here. Just say, oh, come on, my sister's gonna slide. Somebody gonna slide in?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to stop this then, right?
It might be interesting to you.
Or either or. I just want her to get in here right quick.
Okay, are we still live?
Yeah, we still live.
Oh, okay, well, shut my mouth. I think let me shut. I'm sorry, sister. Y'all have to tell me what Elizabeth Taylor told all 8 of her husbands. She had 9 husbands, and the 9th one, she told me, she said, I got to do what I told the other 8. I can't keep you around here no longer.
That's right.
You've been, Dawn has like been wanting to talk to you so much because you keep. It's not going to be like this for you next week.
I'm sorry.
You're going to get back disrespect and everything.
No, she's not. Brother Shahid will come back up next week.
Show will, my protection right there.
Right.
Show will.
Once a month.
Yeah, you definitely.
He's a lifter. Actually, you are a lifter.
Well, it's good because she's a powerful black woman. You sitting down at the table.
I know.
My wife.
Ooh, wee.
Hello.
You're so privileged.
He say all praise to Elizabeth Danielle sitting at the table.
My wife. You want that, sis?
You got that? You want that? It might work.
Okay.
Yep, it work.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay. If you haven't, I know if you have been here, we've been sitting down here with Brother Anthony Shahi. He's been dropping gems, jewels, stars, and quasars, and everything about why you need to be happy to be black in 2024, and never forget about being it. But we do have another powerful black woman in the building. She's definitely black-tastic, blacknificent. I learned so many black
I love all of them. I'm going to use them.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Danielle.
And black is beautiful, and it is you, and welcome.
She got a powerful story to tell us.
I appreciate that.
We was going back and forth. She hit me last. I was like, I don't know what we doing on the show. But this is one of. When I say this is one of What Up Doe Radio's major backers, she keeps us fluent.
She does.
Anybody come in town and she got some hands on,
Can we
she
get
always
some
calls
hand claps
us.
going on right here.
Yeah,
Look.
so shit.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just really just do.
We love you.
Thank you. I just do the work. Like, I appreciate, the support that I get from you guys. I just appreciate the support from the community.
Tell us
why
you down here tonight, though.
So I am down here this evening to talk about Ride in School Supplies. Ride in School Supplies' 6th annual car and charity bike and car show that is going on this Saturday. This Saturday, August the 3rd, from 12 to 4 p.m. at the O'Fallon Park Recreational Center. We've been sponsored and powered by NASCAR. Awesome. We have Eastpak backpacks, Jan Sports backpacks. We'll have cars, free haircuts. We have WashU doing STEM projects and STEM experiments. And we have a lot of resources. A lot of people feel like whenever you come out to back to school events, it's always about like free this, free that. And actually it's a lot of resources as far as like health screenings. We'll have Metro bus out there, cooling bus, and some more resources.
Shit.
Well said.
I hope y'all caught it. We gonna recoil that. I'm gonna put it back on our page. Just let y'all know what's going on this weekend as far as Miss Danielle.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for this?
So Derek Walker Jr. is the founder. Him and Corey Johnson started this foundation 6 years ago, where they have a love for cars, and they felt like they definitely wanted to keep it in North St. Louis. So they brought their love for cars and education. Oh, we've given over $40,000.
Oh, awesome.
$40,000 worth.
Hit that button.
Yeah. So the biggest
one job.
Yeah. So the biggest part is that over the past 6 years, we've given over $40,000 worth of scholarships.
Yes.
This year, we'll reward 7 recipients, St. Louis Public School students, with over $10,000 worth of scholarships.
That's
that we're going to give out. They have to write essays. And we've had over
love you.
We've had over 300 people, students apply. So this year is going on $40,000, and hopefully next year when we come back, we'll say $50,000 or $60,000.
No, we're saying 50.
We're saying
50 or 60,000. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So Ride in School Supplies back to school event is going on this Saturday. August the 3rd from 12 to 4 p.m. And it's not always about, coming to get a free book bag and free this. We'll have Big Jigga's barbecue. Big Jigga's barbecue.
You have the community.
That sounds like it's taking us back a couple years.
We'll have Big Jigga's barbecue. We'll have the backpacks, the lunch bags, free haircuts, and a lot of other resources as well.
I really appreciate you guys sitting across the table from me. It's just like a bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Twyla Lee for bridge the gap.
Yes, Twyla.
But I just like to see the connection from like-minded people. Brother Shahi, you told us a couple times that you're 70 years old. Elizabeth, you're
young.
Not that old.
Just young.
You're young.
Yes, I am. I'm going on like 45-ish.
You look like you're around about 18, young lady.
That's right.
45. I'm about to be 45, yeah.
Black don't crack.
a little water and Vaseline.
Hey, brother Shahid gonna drop them Asiatic gems on you, goddamn.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to have you both. It really was.
And I will tell you, they always want to play down our blackness. The blacker the beer, the sweeter the juice.
Thank you.
From you.
Anybody thirsty?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't see how a brother go get him nothing but a sister, because you get any shade you want.
All
I'm through talking.
We drinking out these black-tastic bottles and everything tonight. You hear me? So,
Big shout out, y'all. Good show today.
It's a great show this evening.
Thank you. I appreciate you. What Up Doe Radio, for sure.
Can you say one more time, what time again that y'all going to be, where y'all going to be?
So this Saturday is the 6th annual Ride and School Supplies car and bike and charity giveaway drive. We are going to be giving out backpacks and 12 to 4 p.m. this Saturday.
Okay, then. Oh, that's what he's trying to get. So I'm just going to leave everybody listening to What Up Doe Radio this evening. You can't go to 360 anymore and listen to good hip-hop music. That's why y'all ass should have been coming to the French fry factory. I would have still been open.
They say we don't play house music in our bars and clubs.
Go to the Midwest Cigar Social on Sunday.
House music?
Yeah.
Hip-hop music.
We don't make no announcement saying we ain't doing it.
They didn't make the announcement. That looked like that was somebody else, wasn't it?
No, it said 360. Yeah, we don't say, hey, listen, we not playing that shit.
I think that was an internal
You one of them
email
guys.
that wasn't supposed to get leaked out, but
Yeah.
it
was
made
good
it.
though.
whoever their PR media person
Is in trouble.
Right. So you got to recant that.
No, I ain't. Shit, I've been out there a couple times. They wasn't playing no hip hop music, no way. And I don't want to hear Not Like Us another motherfucking time.
Right.
I promise.
Why not?
Abe had the best party at 360 with all the music. It was perfect. It was awesome. Shout out to Viola.
I heard that was a great party.
It was a great, musically it was great.
That takes a lot.
Shout out to J.E. too.
All right. Hey, that was What Up Doe Radio this evening, man. I wanted to touch more on that 360 shit, but fuck that shit. Thanks, Brother Shahid, for stopping through, dropping gems and jewels.
Thank you.
Keeping it real. Hey,
Assalamu alaikum.
everybody come to see Elizabeth Danielle.
Yes.
And what she's backing up, cars, books,
Yeah.
school supplies this summer. Get your kids ready. Don't be afraid to just show
People
your
can
face.
still register. Like, people can still register their cars for free. So if you got,
You
like,
can register your car for.
for the car show.
Oh,
For the no, not your sales tax and not your plates. That's not what we're talking about. But if you have a dope bike, a Jeep, a car, or whatever, usually it costs to get into car shows. But if you go to our website, or honestly just pull up, and you'll be entered. We have over 25 different trophies to give. So just pull up.
Speaking of pulling up, I'm going to pull up to the Midwest Social this weekend at Busch Stadium with Larry Blue. That's all.
yeah.
Don't forget to go get your colonoscopy. $49.50.
Colonoscopy.
Whatever you say.
Colonoscopy.
Let's go.
Tell me how to
Whatever
say
you
it.
say.
Colonoscopy. Your GI system.
Don't get no colonoscopy.
Gastrointestinal
If
health.
you get to a colonoscopy, they might be on your underarm. Get you a colonoscopy. God damn it. No. Hey, that's it, man. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to What Up Doe Radio. I hope tonight information was very entertaining.
Yes, sir.
I thought it
Yes,
was.
sir.
See y'all again, and we had a wonderful show.
Peace.
Assalamu
Assalamu
Tuesday
alaikum, he says. Salaikum salam.
Thank you.